cleaned up my paint palette before I started. Oh, you know what? I'm going to paint these first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Hey, TikTok, how are we going today? Oh, it's this flat. Oh, no. My camera's flat. How are we going today, TikTok? These batteries on my camera are starting to go. All right, so today I'm going to be doing a lot of prep work. So, just get a new battery. 2 seconds. Okay. So we're going to be doing a lot of painting. Just prepping all my art doll parts. So the last sort of bits that I'm doing is my Gila monster. So head. So most of that is painted, but I need to paint the feet. So I'm going to do a little bit of prep before I add the paint, because I sculpted these out of monster cos clay, and it is grey, and I don't want it to be grey. So the grey sort of mutes the colour a little bit, which is not what I want. So I'm just going to do a light coat over these sculpted bits. I've also changed my mind on the colour of the pooping cat. I was going to do an orange cat, but I'm not feeling the orange cat vibes. I thought it was a real cat. No, just a sculpture. It will look like a real cat in the future. This one's going to be a Zoomies cat, but it's based on a chocolate Burmese. And then we have the yawning cat, which is kind of giving Siamese kitten vibes. So I'm going with the Siamese kitten colour. So it's going to be a blue point. And the pooping cat, which is this one here. This is the pooping cat. I was going to do it orange, but I'm not getting orange vibes from it. I'm getting like a silver tabby colour, so I think I'm going to do that. Even though there's going to be 2 sort of grey cats, but just got to go with the vibe. So I've got a heap of other things that I'm working on as well. So I've got a leopard seal commission as well. This one here, which has got a movable jaw. So yeah, this one's a commission piece. And 2 lions, which is part of my big cat series. So I've just been doing some prep work on all the parts before I start, constructing the doll. So I'm just trying to get like a light coat on here of the white, because it's currently grey, and the grey sort of mutes the colours a little bit. So I want that orange to be vibrant. So I've already painted the Gila monster head. So that was going to say, going to Melbourne by car. Geez, coming from where? How long's the drive? Thanks for all the likes. Okay, so I'm going to just leave these to dry. I think you told me where you're from, but there's like so many people tell me where they're from. I can't remember them all. This is so many. Were you from New South or Geelong or something? I can't remember. I don't know. So I've got a few more pieces to paint. I've got the 2 lions to paint. I've got the pooping cat to paint. Most of the paws to paint. You love the chameleon. Yeah, it's pretty good. So that's a look at the chameleon. It is posable as well. and it's made of fabric. Here's a look at the scales on there, so it's nice and textured. But yeah, so I'm doing the Gila monster now to you can see the it's just there for, you know, for the people that notice, for the special ones, for the special people that notice. I hope it looks fake. It does. It doesn't look real, does it? And cats don't have, you know, that long. Those legs. Okay. Why is he flashing me though? You know, it's just for the special people that notice. I just wanted to see, like, I had it in the live yesterday, like that. I actually forgot it was there, to be honest. But I just wanted to see if anyone saw it. Just for my own weird comedic value. It winked at me. That's it. All right, that's the next one. That's it. It likes that you noticed. So just doing the really rough coat over here just to get mostly this grey covered, because I want that orange vibrancy to come through. One more. I've got to let this dry before I paint it. So I'll paint everything else, and then hopefully these will be dry by the time I finished. Well, could you make a human realistic as the animals? I'm not actually that great at sculpting people, believe it or not. So it's not really my forte, but, you know, probably not. I don't know. I don't think I'm that great with sculpting people. And people look really, you know, they have their specific features. So, you know, I'm just not a people sculptor, nor have I really ever tried to sculpt a person, to be honest. Just not into people. Oh, thanks. I was thinking about making Jason Voorhees. I did Frank the bunny from Frank the rabbit from Donnie Darko. Obviously, it's not a person, but it was like a custom action figure. So I thought about making Jason Voorhees for the next one. I know it's not really like a people person, but it is a humanoid figure. So, and I used I customized an action figure body, but like I couldn't think of any other character from, you know, a movie or anything that I wanted to make, aside from Frank the Rabbit and maybe Jason Voorhees. I mean, there's so many cool figures of Jason Voorhees around, but yeah, I thought I'd give it a crack. One of these days I'll get to it. I need to buy, I've only had the one action figure and I need to buy a couple more. so bloody expensive now. They were so cheap when I bought them last time. They're so expensive now. I'm a little bit disappointed about that. And they're just like such crap figures. Such crap bodies and, you know. All right, so that's painted. So they're going to dry. I should have cleaned these out earlier and I didn't, but luckily they just peel off. Some good peeling. Yeah, so I don't know what other movie characters I'd be interested in making. I can't think of any. They're just, I don't know. The only other thing I would possibly consider doing is something from Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon. So I do want to make a couple of the dragons from there, but you know, that's a big task. I was thinking of making Sea Smoke because I like that design, and maybe Cyrax or Carax, you know. Your interest has peaked at the Game of Thrones dragon. All right. Not the poopy dragon. No, poopy dragon. Poopy dragon. Oh, there's an idea. All right, so I'm going to go with Silver Tabby for this one. I think I'm going to do it. All right, so they've kind of got black around the eyes. So we're going to do that. So I'm just using just water-based acrylic paints here. I'm not going to do too much black. I need to hunt through some of my faux furs. I've got a fur in mind. No, just in general. Well, that's good. Well, if you're new here, I make fake taxidermy pieces, rather called art dolls. But yeah, generally I make fake taxidermy pieces. So normally tabletop size. And I've got 7 dolls on the go at the moment. This is really cool. Thank you. So I've got, obviously this is my chameleon as an example. It's one that I finished. So I've got a small leopard seal commission. This one has a movable jaw. It will be finished off better once I put it all together. But that's the commission piece. I've got a female lion that I'm going to be putting together. It's part of my Big Cat series as well as a male lion. So male and female. Female's a spicy one. And then I've got an Action Cat series, which is a Zoomies Burmese, a chocolate point. I've got a whole bunch of white paint there that I didn't see. You don't want that. Don't want that on the poop. I've got the Siamese kitten yawning. So that's all the detail work that I did. And we've got Pooping Cat, complete with, whoops, bits of poop. Pooping Cat. This is what I'm going to be painting at this point. And also last one is a Gila monster. So how long does it take to make one of the heads? So I am a particularly fast sculptor, so it'll take a couple of hours to do the head. If I'm doing things with scales, it takes a bit longer because the scale work is obviously very complex and they have to be done one at a time. So yeah, the scale work takes a little bit longer, but generally something kind of simple like this is a little bit difficult because I had to make the mouth sort of puckered a little bit. So there's a bit of playing around with those ones. And obviously ones with details like the teeth and stuff take longer. But yeah, generally a couple of hours. But the dolls take between 20 and 30, 40 hours, just depending on the complexity. The chameleon took, oh my God. I always get restrictions, and it's really annoying for promoting. It's really annoying. So I can't even like talk about my own stuff because it just throws a restriction at me. Anyway, yeah, the chameleon took about 35 hours between that. Just because of the skin. And what is this now? Paid marketing, it's so annoying. Paid marketing all the time. Anyway, so yeah, they take a little while. So I'm just going to do around the eyes, and I'm not particularly very careful with the paint because I'm covering the head in fake fur anyway. So I also use glass eyes, so the paint comes off the eyes very easily once it's dry. So yeah, I tend not to be too careful with it. And then I also go over it. Once I put everything together, I do like a final sort of paintwork on it, just to bring out all the features again. Sometimes you lose the features when you put the fur on. But yeah, going for a different vibe here. So starting with like, I guess, eyeliner. Eyeliner. So I guess in these stages, like they look the worst and not at all what they're supposed to, but it's like a very much a trust the process kind of medium, especially when you start like working on the body. Everything just looks awful. So, okay, and around the mouth is also black. So again, I'm just going in haphazardly. Don't need to be careful. Most of this is covered with paint, fur anyway. I've got a really good faux fur for this. I just have to dig through my stash. You can see it takes time. Yeah, definitely. 100%. I've been doing this for like 13 years as well. So there's been a lot of, made a lot of dolls, a lot of different types of dolls. I'm fully self-taught. So yeah, all of the techniques that I know, I've, worked on it myself. So there you go. I have a heap of YouTube videos. Pretty much every doll that I make, I do a YouTube video. Yeah. All right, so I'm just going to highlight a little bit of black around this nose, but I want to keep that pink. So I sort of modeled this face off of British short hair, kind of, but not so like flat. I try not to like promote the flat-faced ones, but I think it's a bit mean. Okay, a little bit up here. Okay, so it looks messy now. And then the inside of the ears, we want that to be pink. Now their paws. I don't know if their paw pads are actually black or pink. Paw. Okay. Okay. I think they look to be pink, so I'm going to leave them pink. And I'll do like a little bit of airbrushing towards the end. All right, so we're just going to mix up a bit of a custom color here. It's going to be like a bit of a gray pink. And this one, I really need some more of this one. So these are just just acrylic paints, water-based acrylic paints, and nothing special. The brand is Chromacryl. I just like the consistency of it, and it's not too transparent. So, and sometimes I use Derivian Matisse, but these ones can be expensive depending on what series they're from. But yeah, they can be expensive. But some of the colors are quite nice. That one is a series 2. I think like the series 5 is the expensive one. All right, so I'm just going to mix just a wee bit of a custom pink. And I want it to be like a grey pink. I think that's a nice colour. So I do generally a lot of airbrushing these days as well. Okay. So most of this will be covered in fur anyway, but I like to get, you know, base colours on. That way we don't have too much show through. And I like to use the brand Jacquard for my fabric paints. Sometimes I just use these paints and just water it down a little bit. They work well. But generally I try to use the Jacquard paints. They're specific textile paints. They work really well with the fake furs that I use. So some things don't really set well on fake fur because it's obviously a plastic based. It's not real fur. So it's synthetic fabrics. Sometimes they don't really stick properly. And you can't really heat set it because the fibers melt. So I find the Jacquard paints work quite well. All right, so maybe in the next set of action cats, I'll do an orange one. People like their orange cats. All right, so that's the inside of the ears painted. It sort of dries a little bit darker. Not too much darker, very similar. And I'm not going to bother painting this one grey because it's quite a light grey, and then I'll add the striping with the airbrush as well once I've put the doll together. Okay, so that's the pooping one. We've got those over there. We've got a whole bunch of lion paws that I need to paint. So there's 2 sets here. There's one, that one, and this one. So they're all going to be painted black. All the toe beans will be painted black. I've got that set there. They're ready to go. The Gila Monsters last. All right. Me and a lot of friends build and paint models. Like those little Warhammer models. Is that right? Is it Warhammer? Sorry if it's not. All right. So lions. So the lions, with the lions, I used some black polymer clay to get in here. Yeah, the Citadel paints. I need to get some of them. Citadel? Is that what it's? Citadel. That's from Game of Thrones. Citadel, I think. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to paint around the eyes, around the nose. I've done majority of the inside black already with polymer clay. Oh, it is Citadel. Okay. I wasn't that far off. I was right. I was thinking Game of Thrones. I need to try some. They look like really good paints. They look like they work really well with an airbrush. Okay, so I watched some guy on TikTok paint one of the Warhammer figures, and they used that paint to do like a cool lava effect. Not bad. It gave me an idea. I've done a lava dragon before, and I was like, maybe I can do that. Okay, let's do the male lion. So, to my best, I should have done the inside black, but I didn't, which now I need to paint black. So that's fine. I did the bottom of it black, but we'll try our best not to get black everywhere. You haven't used an airbrush with them as a spray paint. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they look like really good paints. But, I mean, they're too good for these things. Because I don't really use too much paint on this. It's more the fabric paint that has to be good. If I did, like, solid models that painted, then I probably would invest in some better paints. But, yeah, at this point, I don't really need it. But yeah, they look good. I really want to do another lava dragon. I quite enjoyed doing that. But I have to think of the body. I did a bit of needle felting last time, but I want it to be more realistic. Needs more. The spray paint costs $30 odd. Yeah, okay. I'd probably go through heaps of it. I'm just going to go over this just to darken it up a little bit. There's a bit of white clay runoff on there that we want to get rid of. I'll end up going over this again anyway once it's all put together. But for the most part, we're good with this. Once I finish these 7 dolls, I'm like trying to think ahead about the next lot of dolls. I generally like to have a few dolls on the go. But I did a whole bunch of medieval cats before this lot. So I'm thinking maybe medieval cats, I don't know, maybe some more action cats. I'm kind of enjoying cats. You got a can and used 1.5. Oh, that's not very much, is it? Jeez. You should just invest in an airbrush and use the paints. I avoided using airbrushing, doing airbrushing on my dolls just because I was lazy and couldn't be bothered painting. Cleaning the airbrush. But it's like, it makes so much difference. Like the paint job is so much smoother, especially on the fur. Like I can just get much better finish. The chameleon I hand painted just because I used a different fabric than and normally I use fake fur, and that you need to airbrush that one. And this one I just hand painted. It's just a cotton fabric that I added the scales to. But yeah, I generally start off with like white and then add the color. All right, so the nose, I'm going to try and keep it this mostly beigey color underneath. Inside the nostrils are black. Paint that up in this little cavity bit here. Again, not being too concerned about the paint neatness, tidiness. So the lion's a bit of a tricky one because they do have white on them and their fur is really short. So I'm kind of in two minds about how I want to do the fur. I haven't quite 100% decided, but I've got some short white fur, which I'm probably add the yellowy orangey colour too, brownie, with an airbrush. For the mane, I've got a fake fur called Mongolian faux fur, which I'm going to brush out, and it should be. Oh, thanks for follow. Someone explain what this is for. Just making stuff. No, I have a shop. So they're called art dolls, like fake. I call it fakeodermy, maybe. Fakeodermy. So I just basically make fake taxidermy pieces. Sometimes I make silly ones. Sometimes I make fantasy ones, but majority it's like realistic ones. Do I sell them? Yes. I have a shop. Link is in my bio, creaturesandart.com. Yes, I do sell them. I've been doing this for about 13 years, so I've made my fair share of different types of things. A lot of pets. A lot of different pets. A lot of rats. A lot of ferrets. All right, so a bit of black in around the eyes. So I don't use any. Can you show us a finished one? Well, here's a chameleon that's my most recent finished one. So they are posable. The head is polymer clay, which I have sculpted. The body is a fabric where I've added all the scale work on, so it's nice and textured. But put it down so I can show you. So they are posable. You can move things around. The hands are slightly posable, but it's probably unnecessary. It's overkill. And the tail, I've sewed the little end closed because the armature can't really get in there and wrap around on itself like that. So I just sewed it together, but that's one of them. I mainly do like things out of fake fur. So I've done a lot of big cats recently. So my mission was to do all of the big cats. So I've done most of them. I'm just doing a lion, male and female lion duo. But yeah, now I'm going to start doing more of the like different types of colors. So next I'm thinking a golden tiger. I've made the other two colors, white and orange. I've done 3 tigers so far. That's cool. Thank you. And yeah, I haven't done the Amur leopard either. So that one's a little bit different than a regular leopard. So I kind of want to do that one. They're a bit prettier, I think. They're very pretty. Very pretty big cats. I haven't done any of the medium-sized big cats. Hello, how are you? Do you do whole body cats? Yes. I'm currently working on 3 at the moment. So I could show you my leopard. I've got it in the background. I'll grab it in a second. But that's going to be a yawning Siamese sort of kitten. Oh, thank you for the heart, Bee. This one is a Zoomies Burmese chocolate point. This one is a pooping, kind of a British short hair, complete with poop. So you will get the poop with you. So usually, so my prices are in US dollars because I don't have Australian customers, but it translates to about 800 Australian, and I do offer payment plans as well. But yeah, I used to have my shop in AUD, and yeah, majority of my customers are from the States, and like I just got so over explaining there's a different currency. So I just changed it. But yeah, around about there. But I'm pretty flexible with payment plans. But yeah, if you want to look at any of my other dolls, just let me know. I've got them behind me. I've got a few of them. One's a leopard. I made a black leopard and a regular colored leopard. The black leopard is sold. It's sold a little while ago. All my other big cats are sold. Apart from the cougar, I've got the cougar. Got the African hunting dog. I'm not going to bother with the ears on this one. Okay. I got a spirit bear. Can I see a cat or something? Yeah, give me 2 seconds. I'll grab one. This is my leopard. So I'll give you a look at his face. So it's got kind of follow me eyes, so they're glass eyes. Again, it is posable as well. So posable. So the head is polymer clay, just like the rest of them. That's what they look like before. When I joined, I got a warning. This was I know I got just because I'm showing my dolls, it pins me all the time. Do you do snakes? I have done a snake. It was sold. I did a snake like 2-3 months ago, so that sold quite quickly. But yeah, all the pattern work was airbrushed. So that's all airbrushed, all by hand. Oh. But yeah, I plan on doing more snakes. I need to do some experimenting with the snake skin. Can you do a dog? Yeah, I've done heaps of dogs. Oh my god, how much are the snakes? So they were. Let's see if I've still got it on my. I think it was $480 US. So do you know what that translates to? Yeah, I had it at $480 US. So I think that translates to like 7 something. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I've done heaps of dogs before. All right, we're going to paint the female sassy lion. I'm just going to go over this bit here. But yeah, I want to do a little bit more experimenting with the snake skin because I don't want to use vinyl. It's too thick. So I'm going to test out the same sort of technique that I use for my chameleon skin. Just see how it goes. Don't know. Hopefully it'll be all right. I'm not sure. There's a couple of different things. The one I want to try is a rattlesnake. I think it'd be cool to make the rattle. But their scale work is very interesting. It's very raised and textured. So that technique I don't think is going to work. But I'll do a couple of experiments. But yeah, it'd be cool to do like a diamondback. That would be cool, yeah. I kind of want to make the rattle. I don't know. Obviously, I'm not going to use bones for it to sound like the rattlesnake, but I could get one of those instruments. You could do rice. I think that would work. I'd have to experiment with just to get something that sounds like a rattlesnake. Is that instrument? I don't know what it is. It's like one of those shaker instruments, but they sound like it. So similar. I'm sure if there's a Google search, it's, how to make a rattlesnake sound. But yeah, that'll be cool. And it's sort of semi-translucent too, so I'm sure that'll be a really interesting one. I just don't know how rice would go because I send a lot overseas, so I don't know how, because it's like a food source and a grain. Probably not a greatest idea to use rice. You have to find some kind of palette or something. All right. But yeah, I've neglected to do a lot of reptiles just because their skin is very interesting. Obviously, the scales are a lot of work, and just haven't, experimented with it. Done a lot of dragons though. But yeah, I've been focusing on doing things that I haven't done a lot of. So just trying to out of my comfort zone. get a bit more experience with things. And yeah. What does it say? You got my cat to the vet. It wasn't any infection. But, oh, that's not nice. Lucky I found it. There's a cat butt in the background. That's it. It's for the special people that notice. That's one of my medieval cats. So I made three medieval cats. So the joke with that one are the legs and the butt. So it's a very controversial cat, that one. But yeah, there's been a few people asking about medieval dogs. I'm like, oh, I will. So I thought the next medieval cat series will be like 1 dog, 2 cats. That sounded weird. It sounded like, never mind. Innocence. Yeah, I was going to do 1 dog and 2 cats, and the cat, I do a lot of stop motion. So I was going to do like the cats that pick on the dog. TikTok don't like cats. They have to poop from somewhere. That's it. They like to display it, so why can't I? Okay. So we've got a little bit of paintwork on there. Thank you for the follow. Exactly. I mean, that sounded weird if someone was just coming in. Like, they like to display it, so why can't I? Where do you sell to? Yeah, I'm in Australia. I'm in Melbourne. I just don't have a lot of people from Australia buying. That's all. So my main I guess demographic are the Americans, surprisingly. But yeah, I've sent dolls all over the place, but I just went to one just went to China. That was the first time I sent to China before, and it made it safely, so that's good. The guy was like, "Oh, they're really strict with things, so pack it this way and make sure you put this on there." I'm like, "Oh, geez, I hope it gets there." It did. Hi, you're an Aussie. Could you make me one? Yes, I take commissions, and I don't do it for free, though. Yeah, so they're all over the place, but mainly in America. So, how much would it cost to make a snake? So it's $4.80 US. So I don't know what that translates into with Australian dollars. Oh, thank you for the Mishka Bear. Thank you. You should do a big huntsman. Yeah, I haven't done spider before, so I have thought about doing spiders. The spider I was thinking of was I think it's orange-kneed tarantula, because they're nice and fluffy. They're just like big teddy bears. Even though that's not an Australian spider, but it's just nice and fluffy. All right, so I don't do really neat paint jobs to begin with, so it's messy. But that's the female. Now I have lots of paws to paint, so move all these paws. So I've got a bunch of lion paws, and I'm actually going to use a bigger brush. So the lion paws are basically like the toe beans are black, and then they have like a bit of weathering on it. So I'll do the black first, and then I'll do like a dry brush with some white once it's dry, and that sort of gives you the weathering. So I think I've got to record that whole painting session. So I'm just going to paint it really quickly. How are you chameleon for sale? Yes, it is. It is currently, I think it's $5.80. Yes, it's $5.80 plus shipping. That's US. And thanks for following. And I do offer payment plans too, so I'm quite flexible with it. So if you are interested, just shoot me a message. I can tell you how they work. I basically just let you dictate when and how much for about 2 months. And yeah, so I try to make it easier with payment plans. Yeah, that one took me about 35 hours to make. And the materials these days are just so expensive, especially when you're doing things with faux fur. Like the polymer clay has gone up, and they made their blocks smaller, which is insane. Thanks for all the likes, sneaky buggers. So I buy the Sculpey, the polymer clay, in like a big slab, and they come like in individual little packets. And they made each one smaller. Cheeky, by about like almost a centimetre, but made it more expensive. Cheeky buggers. All right, so that's one pour. A million more to go. The problem with working with fake fur is it gets everywhere. Always fur fibres and everything. That's fine. I've got one more thing to sculpt up to paint after these pours. So I will paint the, hopefully they're dry, Gila Monster feet. So I'm not being neat here. It's going to be covered in fake fur anyway and airbrushed, so no point being neat. It's a waste of time. I just be neat when I'm doing the finishing ones. Final touches. Okay. So you have to put your cat on antibiotics now. Giving a cat a tablet, that's an idea for a doll. Giving a cat a tablet. Should I do a spew one? Hairball. Ooh, I could make a hairball. There's an idea for an action cat. Is that wrong? Is that too far? Maybe. A tad. A tad too far. It'd be a good laugh. Complete with hairball. Gross. All right. So hopefully I can start constructing the armatures after this. So I think I have enough. Hey, sneaky line pull. Normally I have my reference images up on the computer so I can make sure I'm constructing the body correctly. Melon kiwi lime. Sounds like a nice drink. Next one. I'm pretty quick these days to sculpt cat paws. I've sculpted so many of them over the years. Okay. All right. Plowing through it now. So these will take a little while to dry. And then I'll just give a quick dry brush just to weather it up a little bit. What about doing a frilled neck lizard as well? But I don't know. I mean, there's so many animals to make. Right. I reckon this needs 2 coats, to be honest, of the black. It's not covering all that great. It's the last one, I think. My cat's bill is so big. You coat it with butter. Yeah, I remember I had to do, when I had to give my cat some tablets, I had to roll it in cheese or just hide it in something. Cheese, like a soft cheese. I still need that. A soft cheese, and then he'd eat it. Okay, so we need Gila-monster feet, which, look, they're mostly black. They're mostly black. It would be the exception of a couple of bits that don't. So what I'm going to do, just a tiny amount of this apricot colour. It's a really nice colour, I have to say. It's a really nice colour. This head needs another coat of the black, so I'm just going to quickly give this another coat, just to sort of, it's like a tiny, tiny bit translucent. I don't like it. You can see, it just needs another quick coat. Just a quickie. What colour was your cat again? It was, I can't remember what you said. Was it an orange cat? Just getting ideas, you know. Your sister's dog has lupus. Ah. Yeah, the cheese worked really well. I was putting it in his food, and then he caught on that there was a tablet in the wet food. I was like, damn it. Because he'd normally just scoff his food. Ah, that's right. All white. All white and all black. That'd be a nice combo, wouldn't it? One black or one white. Alright. Go in with the rest of it with a smaller brush so I don't get any on the orange parts. But 'tis looking good. And it's so shiny, this these Gila monsters. Gila monster. Gila monster. This cat you feed is. Yeah, right. Does it come by your house? My cat would freak out. She'd have an existential crisis. Just on these ones. Clean it up. They're very dramatic, especially her. I want to do all the colours of the Burmese. It's because I'm Burmese biased. He tried to come in and eat all the time. Oh, you should take him in. If your other cats would have it. I reckon he'd get accustomed to the indoor life. Like, this is nice. This is nice. Girl! He's in your guest room. Integrate. My cat would have an absolute meltdown if I did that. Sensitive Sally. Like, I really miss having 2 cats. That she'd just have an absolute meltdown. You know. Okay. I think that's looking good. We need to do a tiny bit of patch up work of the orange. So I'll do that next at some point. This way. That'll do. So the black. Just going to do, let's do a couple of their front. It's mostly black, and then a couple of little ones up here. Orange. He's going to get picked up by an animal rescue. Oh, your cats hate him? Oh. What's their deal? Well, just relax. Well, that's very nice of you taking him in. Hopefully he gets to find a good home. And then just a couple of the end pieces look like they're orange. It's always take a little bit longer, all the details to watch out for. Yeah, I'll just do like these little bits here, and then I'll go over just with a bigger brush. You try and give him a shelter. Yeah, and you don't know if he's sick or not either. Never know what they're carrying. Don't want to make your cat sick. Now let's blast this with some black. Oh, my card's full. Always the case. Let's try. I'll paint this one and then I'll download the stuff off my card. Otherwise I'll forget to do it. So yeah, mostly black. To get in all the nooks and crannies with the scales. Kiwi. Yeah, luckily my cats are vaccinated. Yeah, exactly. But you never know, they could have like, what's it called? FIP. Which I don't think you can't get a vaccine for that one. Kiwi soon, kiwi soon. It's coming, it's coming. One day. In the distant future, but it's coming. Always fiddly doing these bits. Always. And it's like the tiniest little bits aren't quite dry just yet. So I start dragging a bit of grey over it, which is a little annoying, but that's okay. I'll have to do 2 coats of this, I reckon. Okay. I'm running out of spots to put these. Killer Monster, that one. All right, let me take my card out so I can actually download. Sorry for the weird view. Okay. Sorry for the weird view. Video. Okay, I just need to get the import out of the way. Ew. It went all into my nail too. That's sick. It's fine. Right. So let's do another one. So just doing it quickly here. I don't know if this restrictions, like every time it happens, it like affects the viewers. It's so annoying. Like, I literally can't talk about my dolls. Paid marketing. And I keep like doing saying it doesn't feature my stuff, and it just keeps every time. Keeps slamming me with a restriction. It's very annoying. Anyway. Yeah, exactly. Every time. It's like almost every live that happens. Then it restricts people's like audience, some of the audience. It's so annoying. Anyway. What? It's the first time I've seen. Yeah, okay. It's like yesterday it didn't happen actually. But it happens almost every other time. Almost every other time. Oh well, what do you do? It's like, do I do it like I restart? Do I restart the live? You know? Sometimes that works. Sometimes it's just the same. Same thing. What's your biggest one? I made a really big Drogon from Game of Thrones. It's like the size of a small dog, which just in my personal sort of collection. But I do want to revisit that one because I made it quite a number of years ago, and just the way I constructed it, I think I can do better now, I think. But yeah, that's probably one of the largest ones that I've done. I could probably salvage most of the doll, but I think I can do the skin a bit better, just the whole construction a bit better. I think when someone makes something, yeah, exactly. No, I'm not sitting there like, come and buy. Obviously, when people ask, or if something's newly released, like, I'll mention it. But yeah, it's like bang all the time. All right, it's another one. And I did back to the large question. I did we thought of making one that's human sized. I was just about to say I made I don't know if you're familiar with the movie Fantastic Beasts, but the Demiguise character, I've made 3 of them, and they're like toddler sized, so they were quite big, like 2-year-old size. So they were quite big. I just recently finished the last one, which the customer wanted LEDs in the eyes, so they were blue LEDs, just kind of like in the movie. But yeah, they were quite big. But yeah, I don't particularly like making really big things. They're just really difficult to handle and just a lot to construct. So yeah, you have to use a really big armature. So the armatures that I use, obviously this sized. This is the medium sized for the large dolls. And then this is the really large size. So you can see they're quite big. But yeah, it's just a lot to handle, if that makes sense. And like, I've only got a limited amount of the space on the desk, so I have to do a lot of this stuff on my lap. But you know, yeah, no. yeah, it'd be good to do a few more things with LEDs in it. So I thought about making a crystal stag. I found some, because I just use plastic antlers because they're a bit more durable. I used to make them, but they're just so fragile, you know, and I don't want my things to be so fragile. So I get pre-made ones. They're just plastic ones. But they recently started doing clear ones, and I thought these are perfect for LEDs. So yeah, I was thinking of doing like a crystal stag or an ice stag and putting like blue LEDs in there so the light travels up. So that's an idea, something different. I don't much make fantasy things these days. I used to do a lot, you know, when I first started. It was just fantasy stuff, but not so much anymore. But I do it from time to time. I'll do some fantasy things, which I want to do a couple of fantasy things maybe in the next batch. I haven't made a wolf for a while, so maybe a wolf or something. My mum does wool sculptures. Yeah, right. The needle felting. I do a little bit of needle felting. Some of the techniques in my work. So I do needle felt the bodies, but I use polyfill instead of alpaca fiber or merino wool, you know, whatever you call it. But yeah, I just use polyfill, which is that cushion sort of stuffing. And that works really well. It's because I'm not adding details to it like you would with fiber. But yeah, that's how I get the bodies. So I sort of started doing that technique maybe like a couple of years ago now. So I'm always trying to make my work a bit better. There's a few techniques that I want to have a little experiment with. I think could make some of the cat sculptures a bit more realistic. But yeah, it's just about time. One. Hey, Halloween King. Yeah, I think it would look good with the because I was thinking of making like the crystals out of UV resin as well, so I think it might be good. You saw the green and the cat head, a battle cat from He-Man. I wouldn't be opposed to it. If someone ever wanted to make one, I wouldn't be opposed to the battle cat. She uses it, yeah. I just get the polyfill from Spotlight. If you're in Australia, Spotlight, that's where I get it. I just get a 1 kilo bag. And I need to do some experimenting on some bird feathers too. So I don't want to use feathers, obviously. So I need to experiment with making each feather, which I have an idea. Just need to try it out, see if it works. Have a great day. Bye. Thanks for stopping by. Got me. Got you? What got you? All right. Is this the last one? Yay! Well, just a flag. It's almost finished. What is this chunk? Comment above. No, I can't see it. Must have been filtered. Sometimes comments get filtered and I can't see them. What does it say? Like it doesn't. Sometimes it tells me that it gets filtered and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know what goes on there. Is there someone bothering you? You hear when that person called me a psychopath? Tap gel yesterday. No. No, nothing. It must have been filtered. I tell you, the creepy men comments have been better the last. When I first started, they were creepy as. But that's definitely gotten better. I don't know if TikTok's put like a filter on comments or something. This time they got me. No, I didn't see. It must have been filtered out. I feel like TikTok's done like a comment filter or something like that. Because yeah, the creepy men thing is stopped. That was really full on when I first started the lives. There's like almost certainly there'd be some creep. I still get like the private message ones. When I got yesterday, can I be your sugar daddy? Yeah, exactly. It's all white here and I can't read like the white writing, so that's why I keep doing that. So I can actually see what it says. Beauty, mate. Now let's do a little bit of orange. Orange. Sugar daddy. Wonder how many times that works. Or if that's actually what they're after. Didn't have to send him any nudes, apparently. Deal. Sounds like a good deal. Deal. All right, just going to go over some of these spots here that look a little. It's got like a little bit of black coming through, a little bit of white coming through, all that, just the touch-ups. Creepy men. Right, that's about done. Dot, dot, dot. I think this head, I'm going to call it done. All right. Of course, there's like little bits and pieces that are showing through. We'll fix it up. Your cat just came in with it. Oh, thanks for follow and the heart. Your cat just came in with a mouse. Where did you get the mouse from? To do another coat of the black on this. Oh, thank you for the finger heart. He's out hunting all the time in the woods. Yeah, okay. I got an indoor cat because she's just like an assassin. She wouldn't survive outside anyway. She'd get stolen or something. Maybe he thinks you're a bad hunter. Oh, cute. Earth rats. Are they moles? What's an earth rat? A mole? Are you in the States, aren't you? You sound like you're in the States. The way you talk. Or gophers? Do you have gophers? Groundhogs? Groundhog. Oh, yeah, you are. Norwegian, yes, that's right. You don't know the English word for it. Earth rats. I'll have to Google that one. Never heard of it. Are they native? Can never remember where people are from. I'm terrible. I'm sorry I've called you American. It's offensive. At this moment in time. I don't get many Europeans in here. It's always a surprise. Oh, yeah. they all done? Yeah. Yep. Delete. Maybe I can do some filming on there now. Google says earth rats are huge rats that live in ruined pipes and Let me Google earth rat. Oh, it's so early in the morning. Let me Google. Just gave me like a whole bunch of Chinese zodiacs. Is it the one that's native to northern China? There's like literally nothing here. That's so weird. There's like literally nothing on Google about them. It's probably why you don't get to view. Yeah, probably. Just the night owls. Total opposite end of the time zones. I guess we're just like opposite end of the time zone than most people, apart from some parts of Asia. Okay, that's looking good. Right, so I'll wait for those to dry. There's like little bits and pieces of black, but it needs to dry before I can do anything. Okay, I reckon everything's about painted. Google is not helping. No, it has literally nothing about earth rat. I even typed Norway. Nothing. Okay, this orange can skedaddle. This pink can skedaddle. I'll keep these colours because I'm going to use these for the airbrushing. Okay. Now, I don't have any. Got one here. Let's put the leopard seal together. No, I still need the plus. Okay. So this one, I suppose I could have done it to there. So, all right. Leopard seal. So I'm just going to get some reference images for side view of a leopard seal. Blow it up to size. Let's say about that. Too big. About that. When I Google them in region. Yeah, okay. That's so weird. All right, just need to get a couple of parts. Give me 2 seconds. daddle in. Okay, so I've got some parts. So these are like joint. So there's a plus joint, and annoyingly it doesn't have a female. Oh, a vole, yes. I've heard of a vole. Yes, okay. That explains it. It's like literally nothing. All right, so we're going to pop this on. Annoyingly, they're all male ends, and you need a female end. So I've got a double-ended female joint because these are the little male female end, and they need to obviously connect into a female joint. So connect those together. This is my roll. Now let's see how long. So we want this to connect. Should be able to straight connect that, I reckon. Right. So you have to connect. Yes, they come in a roll, but they're like individual little joints, and you can get like little connector joints. So this will be where the fins go, like the side fins, and then I'll use one of these V ones, Y joints, to do the tail piece, which I think so that needs to go in there. It's really annoying. It's a little bit annoying. I think I'm going to have to use one of these instead of the Y joint. I think I'm going to have to use one of these. That's okay. We'll work it out. Well, awesome. So basically, you've got these little plier joints. One side is thinner than the other. I don't know if you can tell, but one side is thinner than the other. And I'm just going to put that on there, and then that there, and then we're going to do I'm just going to take this off here. Freaking awesome. That's it. Freaking awesome. So you want about here. Into there, and then I'm going to have to use this joint. This joint, and then we'll do two ends on there. Okay. So I'll do the little flipper joints there. I hope that's not too long, which I think it might just be too long. Let's just roll with that. And then the little flippers, we're going to go. about that, I think. Measure. Clipper, and then these two pieces. Those cat heads are so freaking sweet. Dang it. This one's going to be Yawning Siamese Kitten once I put it all together. So it's a detail. The inside of the mouth. This one's the Zoomies Burmese cat, chocolate point. You look a little dangerous. And this one is the pooping, kind of British short hair, complete with your own poop to display. Ha ha ha. Like you could be having a snapper. That's it. Don't mess with it. All right, I'll pop this together. Do they articulate? Yes. So I'll show you the chameleon. So this is a chameleon. Polymer clay head, so posable. You can pose it in. These are slightly posable too. A bit of overkill, but you know, bit of overkill, but that's, you know, just had to do it. Tail, can move that around too as well. So yeah, fully posable, and this is just like a cotton fabric. But yeah, so we've got a Gila monster that I'm currently working on as well. This one's a leopard seal commission, so this one will have a movable. This one's got a movable jaw. I've made a bigger version of this, but this customer wanted a small. And I've also got two lions that I'm working on, male and a female. Guess which one's a lady? Thank you. And the cat behind the back. Thank you. All right, quickly put this together. Sometimes you have to keep an eye out for breaks in the pieces, but no, I think that's just the seam line. Oh, thank you for the GGs. Boop. And the tofu kitty. Very fitting. Pop it all together. So sometimes the armature will get stronger when I put the doll together, so it's not so flippy floppy. Sometimes it seems like it's not going to be strong enough, but hopefully it is. Forks angle. That'll be the flippers. And then side. Okay. seal skeleton. So once I put the doll together, because there's really nothing to hold the end down, but once I put the doll together, it'll sort of weight out a little bit better. But yeah, that's kind of what we have. Just as long as this, you know, you can sort of tell once it's going to be put together that it will support a bit better. But yeah, looking good. It's going to be good. So that's a little skeleton so far. So that will be needle felted. Hello, Midnight Ritual. How are you? All right, now. So it's probably, yeah, I think it'll be, I've done one before, so I'm not too concerned about it turning out. Like I know what I'm doing now. So it shouldn't take too long to finish. So the next steps on this one will be needle felting the body, which won't take that long, and then I'll sew it up with the Minky fabric. What are you making? Yeah, I'm just about to jump off, but we're doing all of the armatures now. So tomorrow's live, I'll do the rest of the armatures for all of the dolls. Yeah, put them all together. Start singing. So this one's the leopard seal commission. So this one is the movable jaw. Obviously, I'll seal that up once it's all put together with some fabric that I'll paint the same color, just to clean it up a bit. So, I mean, there's 7 different dolls that we're working on. So, yeah, I'll put all the dolls together tomorrow. The Gila monster, the 3 cats, the 2 lions. And then we can start, you know, constructing the bodies. It's exciting. All 7 of them. But yeah, so that's one down. I'm looking forward to the Gila monster. It's cute. Happy with the way it's looking. And yeah, I'll have to dig around for some specific fur that I have in mind, which I'll do that today at some point. But yeah, anyway, I got to jump off. YouTube, I will catch you later.